Well, one of the many ways that we tap into sentiment around the markets is by looking at an index of sentiment amongst newsletter writers. This is something that's been around on the street for a long time. Brian Sozzi, you are looking at it right now. What is it telling us?
That's right. I'm indeed looking at it right now here, Julie. So for the first time in almost 2 years, the Investors Intelligence Survey of newsletter writers showed more bears than bulls. That, in fact, ends the sixth longest streak in history, according to the folks over at Sundial Capital Research. So what does this exactly mean? And there I am right there in the middle of this chart in the thick of the action, like always. Essentially, this means that more newsletter writers expect stocks to decline than rally in the months ahead. This was the first week with fewer bulls than bears in nearly 2 years. Now, there is some interesting data here. Sundial is pointing out that when bears have outnumbered bulls, the S&P 500 has gone on to rally 11 out of 13 times the following 2 months, going back to 1970. And some of the indices that have led here during those periods, of course, it is the NASDAQ clocking in with an almost 10% gain 2 months after. So the overall takeaway is when you're seeing this much pessimism in newsletters, perhaps that is just overdone, and it perhaps sets the groundwork for companies to come out here and just really surprise everyone with their corporate profits. Now, Julie, unclear if my morning brief newsletter on Mondays was included in this because I've been pretty bearish here, a little bearish in recent weeks, but I'll email them and find out.
Yeah, I don't know how they decide what, because it's sort of qualitative versus quantitative, right? In terms of who's bearish and bullish, unless they just send out a survey and say, how you feeling, rated on a scale of bearish to not bearish. I don't know.
Maybe it's headline driven, Julie, in part. You could say, here, stocks are going to plunge. Click here for more. That's probably a pretty bearish take.
Yeah, I think that they asked them directly, though, but I don't know. We got to get more details on that. But there definitely has been a proliferation of newsletters, so they have more to choose from, presumably, than they used to.